Hello, my beautiful friends. This video is going to walk us through my Celebratory Sips 8-page project. Now, this is the one we did over the past weekend as our potluck lunch. And let me tell you, we had so much fun creating it. So here's what comes in the kit, and I'm sold out, so I apologize. These went fast. You've got a total of four shakers. Two of them are these fun globes. And if you were here, I gave you the option to trade out your globes if you wanted something thinner for another option. I've already assembled the heart, but what I want you to do first is take the acetate off. You've got like a protective coating on the acetate sheet. Take that protective coating off and take just the protective coating on the outer rim of the foam star off and connect these two together. I'm going to do this in front of me because it's really hard to see. All right, so now I want you to take the paper heart, star, the two circles, this shape, and this shape. So you've got a total of 6 pieces of paper. That's all you need right now. Okay, you're going to do some stamping. These four are what you're going to stamp. So cheers to us, I did in purple. Cheers to you, I did in purple. Cheers, I did in a gray, and let's celebrate in pink. Cheers is in green, and it's your day is in black. And this one I added a little bit using a brush, just added some pink to the middle of that. So you need all four of those stamped. And then you're going to take your two circles. Excuse me. All right. And we're going to do our shaker windows next. All right, so we're going to fill our shaker windows next. On one of the circles, I used the loose frosted dots, and the other one I used, right? So one circle is the loose frosted dots and the loose shaker elements. The other circle is getting champagne iridescent dots and itty bitty bokeh. Now, here's the thing. You can do anything you want. You can put anything you want in your shakers. However, the star and the heart are going to be lower than these will. So you can't use these bigger kind of roundish, bulging pieces in these. So I'm going to just use some of the loose shaker elements on my star, and I find this is the easiest way for me to transport them is using, I cut out the little piece of the lid and I keep them in these other containers now. It's just easier this way. And then I'm going to use Itty Bitty Bokeh Mix in the heart. And this one does have some of those kind of bigger, rounder guys. So you just want, if you've got any of those, pull them right out of there. Make sure that this stays relatively flat. There we go. Let me put the lid on this because you guys all have experienced it, I'm sure, where there goes all of it. So remember, again, you can use anything you want with these. Now, these are wonderful. I'm very excited about these. Um, there is a protective coating. So we want to pull the protective coating off the bottom of that. Make sure all of your stuff is inside your circle there. And we're going to add that right to here and check that out. Now we've got our shaker. Same thing here, pull this off. There we go. Right, and then again, make sure all your stuff's in the middle. Give a nice press. set those two aside, and now we're going to do our heart and our star. So we're going to take those pieces that have the plastic attached to them. You want to make sure that all your stuff is in the middle and you've got at least 1/4 of an inch all the way around the heart and the star. Okay, so here I'm going to do the heart first. You want to pull this, the paper on the back off. The goal is that you make all of the inside little doodads stick to that paper, and the outer rim of, in this case, the heart, sticks to just the plastic. Yay, so that one went perfectly. And then we're just going to line up the best we can here. We're going to use our scissors to trim any excess that's hanging over. So we've got our heart and now our star. So I used, the reason this is attached to brown paper is this was my sample for our event last weekend. And I figured it's already done. So let's just use this for the video, right? All right, so this one's a little tricky. It's got teeny tiny pieces. Again, just making sure that all of, your plastic is stuck here and all the little doodads are over there. And this is kind of tricky to line up. So again, if it doesn't line up perfectly, we're just going to use our scissors and trim. That's definitely off. There we go. Okay, so we've got these two shaker pieces. Now, I want you to grab from your kit, you've got 2 circles, one that's scalloped, a heart and a star. The star and the heart are obviously going to go here, and you're just going to use your adhesive and put them on there and then cut around the edge, cut off anything that's hanging off, right? And you may even have to cut some of the foam to make it line up just the way you need it to, but you don't want any of the foam showing on the inside of that star. So keep turning the star until it lines up the best way so that you don't see any of the foam on the inside. So that's how those two are going to go. These ones, these 2 circles, actually have another layer of tape on them. So you're just going to pull the backing again off of that piece. I'm going to get in there with my scissors for this. All right, so we've got that little backing that we're going to peel off of there. And then this fits perfectly right around there. And just give a nice firm press, and now those are attached. Same thing here. Pull that little rim off. And attach. So fun. Okay, so you've got your shaker windows done. We're going to move on to the next step of preparing. We're still preparing to start working on our pages. So now we're going to use the Gardens Embossing Folder. So this one's got like just a fun, funky shape to it. And this one's got a strip of flowers down the middle. So all 4 of the purple, we are going to run through the embossing folder, again, doing these 2 together, flip it around, run those 2 together. And you're doing it with the Gardens, like where it says Stampin' Up, face up on this one, face down on these ones, all with the dark side of the paper up. But this way, let me bring this close so you can see. You'll be able to. There you go. Add a light here. That's better. Okay, so here, these are popped, the flowers are popped up. Here, the flowers are popped down, right? So we're going to do the flowers. Then with this, all the other ones are going to run through this. These 2, again, can go through at the same time. Run it through, because then you can just flip your paper up or down. I ran these 2 together, and I kept it close to this edge that's blank. These 2 I ran together kind of right in the middle, closer to this side, but not all the way. Right? No, all the way. So these 2 are closer to this edge. These 2 are closer to this edge. These 2 are closer to this edge. These two are close to this edge so that it all kind of blows right out for you. So that is all the embossing that you need to do, and we can move on to the next step. I didn't really talk about the stamp set yet, so let me talk about that. I used the Cheers and Sips photopolymer stamp set. And the dies are in here as well. Let me show you the dies. Wonderful, right? So much fun can be had with all these fun die cut shapes and the stamps. So we've got two different glasses, and inside the tall glass, there's this fun texture that you can add to it. And then let's see, we've got two different kinds of sprigs. Then this, two different leafy guys, a berry, citrus, right? So just lemons, oranges, limes, whatever color you pick. The ice cubes are fabulous. We've got a little raspberry and an olive and a cherry. The umbrella, the stick to put your olive and or cherries, fruits, what have you, and this line that goes with the umbrella. So that is the stamp set. Again, we already used all of the different words to start this project off. I just felt like the stamp set needed a little more attention than I gave it. All right, so we are going to get started on our kit. These we will be using on all the pages, so just set those aside for now. You've got this sheet of glasses. You're going to cut them all out, including like this one kind of hangs off a little bit. You're going to still want that guy. Down here, you're still going to want this sprig, maybe this flower. I don't think we use it, but it's still really fun to have. And this sprig here. Okay, so you've got some along the bottom where you don't have a full glass, but you're still going to use some of the pieces. Otherwise, every single one of these glasses is all going to get cut out with just a little bit of a white frame around them. Hey, you're supposed to be up there. Okay. You also need a half dozen to a dozen of the pink flowers. We don't use any of the blue, but if you like them, still cut them. That's going to take you a little bit of time. You're also going to need about half of the things on here cut out, but what I would recommend is just cut them as you need them rather than cutting them all ahead of time so that you aren't spending tons of time cutting on things you may not even need. Okay, so now we're going to get jumping right into our first set of pages. One more prep thing before we go. All four of these are going to get sanded. The wider two purple ones are getting done sanded on the side that pops up. The other ones are getting sanded on the side that pops down. These two are getting wiped with pink ink over top. Then on these ones, orange, red, dark green, and purple are all getting sanded with a sanding block. And yellow is getting swiped with yellow, pink with pink, green with green, and blue with blue. So there's a little more prep work that you need to do. And now we're going to start on our set of rainbow pages. Let's get this one assembled. First thing we're going to tape down is 1-inch stripe, 4-inch fruit, 2-inch stripe. So both pages, we'll get that done. Next, we're going to add from our little strips that were pre-dyed for us. We're going to add this fun little strip along the bottom. Of both pages. And then I'm going to flip it around and I'm going to add the hexagons to the top side. And when I do this, I don't want any of the fruits showing below the line or above the line. So I just want to line it up so that the bottom portion of that hexagon falls right on that white line and creates a nice divide between those two papers. So both sides for that. Next, using my scissors, I dovetailed each of these 8 pieces and attached them. But I wanted you to note these two here, again, the more open side is here. Actually, all 4 of these, the more open side is on this, on the left. Here, the more open side is on the right, so that it all kind of flows from the middle out. It's not a big deal if you don't get that exact, no big deal, right? It's fine. Okay, so now we're going to add our stars. Let's get our stars on there. We need this one here up in the corner. And before I add that one, let's get our photo wells on there. So we've got 2, 3 3x4s. So the wells themselves are actually 3¼ by 4¼ and we want that to, I'm going to put this one down first because I know how far I want that from the edge. And then we've got, am I putting this on the side? Yes. We want about a half of an inch. Yep, half of an inch in between. Trying to keep all that straight. That one looks a little too far south. Hold on. And then our third one. And now we know where we want to put that big star that we made back in the beginning. So I haven't attached my stuff. We know where the star goes, right? Let's take a look at where we're going to put all of our glasses and fruits. So 3 cherries, 1 cherry, 2 strawberries, 1 strawberry, 2 different of the orange rinds, 1, 2, 3 glasses, and then we've got 2 lemons down here. Then a lemonade, and here's the glass that was at the top where the sprig kind of cut off. So we're using just the glass itself. And then the sprig from the bottom of the page is going to go there. Up here, we've got a lemon and a lime connected, a single lime that goes over top of that shaker, big glass, little glass, and then a big berry, 2 berries together, a little berry. That one's done, right? It goes pretty fast because we did all the prep work in the beginning. Okay, so with this one, I know mines are a little bit blown because normally I would have done same colors or same colors, but here it's the flower on the outside and the flower emboss on the outside. And then here's the green and the purple, the flower and the purple, the light purple and the green. So if you need it to be more symmetrical, just put your pieces in a different way. But I'm going with kind of, it's a little different for me, a little unique. So that's the first thing we're going to do is put those strips of paper, those 2½ inch wide strips of paper on your base. So once you get those 8 pieces on, you're going to take that scallop piece and run those along the top of those. So you've got good spacing between the top and then your scallop kind of covers up wherever it didn't quite line up. Now we're going to add our photo wells. We want one of the 4x6 pieces to, oh, I'm looking at the wrong one here. I'm going to work on this one first. So this one we're going to put, don't tape in the corners because you need to be able to tuck. This is going, you want a little bit of green, about 3/4 of an inch of the green showing over here. And about an inch under the scallops. Then we've got 2 of the 3x4 wells that are going to go underneath that. This one's going further over to the side. This one will line right up with it, right here. And then on this one, we're doing a 4x6 well that's going to go over, cover the whole purple strip and go even onto the base a little bit. And that's about an inch up from the bottom of the purple, right? So an inch of purple there. That looks good. And then our 4x4 photo well is going to get framed purple flower, and then at the top here. So about there-ish. Then we're going to take these strips and I'm just going to run some tape on the back of them on the dark side. Isn't that great that they've also got the dark and the light side? So fun. Okay, so I'm going to take this one and run it all the way down. Then on this side, we've got this one that covers the whole side of that photo well. And then you can take this little itty bit that you have left over, add a purple circle up here in the corner, and put this orange strip right over top of it. Okay, so that's it for strips on this side. And then you've got this whole extra strip over here. We're only going to use it here, but don't use it yet because we got to add a couple more things. Okay, but just so you know where we're at with this. Okay, let's work on this page. So we're going to add a big green tag here. Then a medium pink is going to overlap it. And a small, well, actually, I guess that's the medium dark green is going to go right there. Now we can add this strip right in here. And a bunch of it's going to get covered up, but I'm still going to run it all the way over. All right. Now here's where we can take that fun shaker that we created back in the beginning and put your tape right on the back of the circle. And I don't have any tape on the purple, that way it can overlap the picture. I want to make sure it stays on the page, right? We don't want it to hang off the edge there. And we're going to use one of our little green sprigs to tuck behind there. There's a cherry that goes right on top of there. We've got 3 glasses here. Then up top here, we're going to add the larger of the dark greens, the smaller of the light greens, and I'm leaving some purple on both sides of that, and then a teeny tiny little pink tab. It's going to go in between those. Oop, I'm going to slide this right underneath there. Make it even smaller. Okay, then up here we've got 3 different glasses and an orange rind, and that finishes that page. To finish up this side, we've got our large pink that we stamped earlier, right? Our cheers to you that we stamped is going to go here. Then we've got our green and the dark green is going to go right in here. Then we've got 2 glasses up here, 2 glasses down here, that little sprig that tucks, a pair of cherries, and that page is done. Isn't it great? We do all the prep work and the rest of it falls together. All right, so this is the next layout that we're going to work on. I apologize if I had you ink this page. I actually sanded these 2 here, but I think it actually looks better when you ink it. You'll see as we go. So no big deal. First thing you're going to do is these with the bottles and glasses are going to go a 1/2 inch in and a 1/2 inch up. So you've got those 4 strips. Then you're going to add the pink strips underneath it and then add these. But here's the thing, these ones, you will need to kind of pull this up and it tucks just a smidgen underneath there. No big deal, right? Still good. So I didn't add any pictures to this one because it really, you can do a lot of different things with it. If you want photo wells, just grab a white piece of paper and cut whatever photo wells you want for this one. All right, so we are going to grab our cheers that we stamped earlier. And that cheers is going to get added to the smallest of these frames. And then these other two, let me bring them in so you can see. I added journaling lines, 2 to this one and 3 to this one. You decide if you want to add the journaling lines or just leave it in and write in it later. For the sake of the video, I'm just gonna leave it the way it is. And I'm putting the smaller one or the medium one on the medium and the large on the large. Dark side. So the biggest one is going to go down here. And I only taped in the middle so I can still slide my picture underneath here later. I'm putting my cheers up in this area. And I'm leaving a little polka dot showing all the way around there. Oh, wait, don't do that yet. You guys probably already saw it. I missed it. We got to add our green pieces or our orange pieces, right? Sorry. So you need the heart and the smaller of the 2 scallops. So we've got the hearts that run across the bottom, and then the scallops that just run from the inside of the pink to the inside of the pink. We've got those, and then this one's going to go up here about 3 inches over from the pink and just barely touching the orange scallop. So right about here, but straight. Looks good. All right. So I'm going to add my circle. Right down here. Oop, I want to have a little bit of the gray showing over there. And so to finish this one off, we've got a glass of iced tea, one of the pink glasses that's got the ice cubes in it, an orange, lime and a lemon that are connected. 3 glasses over here, 2 glasses up here, and a lime that overlaps it. That's it, right? So if you leave it like that, you can add your pictures and then build your glasses around it, which is what I'm going to be doing. Here are the pieces for our first set of pages. And so the first thing I want you to do is take those pieces. This is the smaller, this is the larger. Get those lined up first, okay? Then you're going to put on the 2-inch pieces butted right up there, and this strip goes in like overlapping both of these pieces. Then add your white strip, and we've got our flowers at the outer edge. If that makes you a little uncomfortable, you can work the opposite way, but that's the base. Right, so there's layer 1, and then now I'm going to go in with these little guys and just run that on the inside of the purple pieces, overlapping both the purple and the white. Right, so there's the base. Now we've got our big photo well that's going to go over here. 1, 2, 3 of them over here. And our clusters. So we're going to build our clusters with all our little tags, right? And just build. So biggest green, medium green, small green. Biggest pink, medium pink, small pink. Now the darker like pinks. Dark pink, large, medium, small. So that creates the base of those clusters. We've got our heart. Make sure when you're attaching this that you can still get your picture underneath. So I only put tape down here. This photo or the glass that's got the cherry and the umbrella goes down in this corner. And here's where I used those little flowers. So we've got 3 here, 3 here, 3 here. So 3 different clusters of 9. Two glasses, two glasses, two glasses, and our heart. Ta-da! We did it. I hope this was fun for you. This again was the Celebratory Sips, excuse me, 8-page workshop that I came up with using the awesome papers, stamps, dies, and embossing folders that all come in the Sweet collection. Please comment. Thanks for watching.